Today's program, we're going to be looking at a little formula that I came up with a number of years ago when I was working with clients really struggling between standing for a principle or a decision they wanted to make and getting into the action they wanted to do. And it's called P plus S equals O, which means principle plus strategy equals outcome. But let me demonstrate this with a story, and then we will get into some of the detail of it. A young lady has a hairdressing business, and in this business she realizes that with all the equipment she needs to get either a partner in to bring in some capital or find a venture capitalist to help her with her dream. But she in heart is really an independent person who actually wants to run her own show. So the principle of it is that she really wants to run her own show. She wants to be her own boss, and she doesn't really want to have any partners, but she's desperate for the money. So she speaks to some friends and they say to her, listen, just go and find a venture capitalist. I'll just buy about 20%, 30% of your business. And then after that, you can buy them back out or whatever will happen. And she tosses and turns in bed at night thinking, what do I do? The good story is when she says the principle is so strong in her mind that she goes back and says the strategy of getting hold of a venture capitalist or a partner is something she's actually not going to do, because she wants to keep the business to herself, and therefore the outcome is that she grows the business organically and slowly, but she's still the boss of everything. The bad news part of the story is when she violates the principle of what's in her heart. She goes about the strategy of finding these people and getting the business she's looking for, and the outcome is that she's got one or two people who own the business who become decision makers for her and with her, and she feels uncomfortable, and the next couple of years or more of her business, she's not in a great space. So P plus S equals O. Principle is what is the fundamental thing that you want to do, and it has to satisfy three key qualities. Number one, is it moral and ethical? In other words, is it right? The right thing you want to do. In today's business world, we know it's murky, things go very grey, so stay in the zone of either black or white, don't go in the middle. Second thing is it part of your vision? Is it part of the dream that you dreamt up when you said, this is the business I want to do? This is the kind of stuff I love doing. It blows my hair back. And three, is it part of my value system? Not a general value system, my value system. For example, I have a value that values highly family. Family is very, very important to me. So for me to go and have a principle of doing that, but a strategy of traveling 15 days a month, not going to work. So that's principle. Strategy is the how. It's the method. How are you going to go about doing it? So once the principle is right, you have to have a great strategy. And I meet with people that have got a great principle or idea. They're going to do this thing. But when it comes down to strategy, it's pretty messy. Their diaries are messy. Their time management's shocking. They don't manage relationships well. And the strategy actually doesn't give the desired result. So great idea, great principle, poor strategy. And the outcome is that it's what they love doing, but it never gets off the ground. These are people that are trying to run, but they can't fly, and they're just running up and down runways half their time. Terrible. The outcome is something that you really want to have as an outcome. In other words, what's your dream or what is your desire? So principle plus strategy equals outcome. So when you're making decisions, the first thing to write down is the actual principle of the thing that you want to do. Write it down on a piece of paper, have a look at it, show it to a friend or someone who can hold you accountable and say, is this really what I'm going to do, especially in big decisions? Then make sure that the strategy is right to get the desired outcome. Now, here are the two things. Right principle, wrong strategy equals bad outcome. And wrong principle, right strategy equals bad outcome. So either way, if principle or strategy are incorrect, then you know you've got a problem. So I make sure that I sit with my clients and myself that I look at those two. And remember that if you don't plan, you're not going to succeed. So spend time thinking this through, especially depending on the size of the decision. I have some clients of mine that are buying out big companies, and the principle if they should buy or not buy out the company, that's huge. Other people are just deciding whether they should take a loan for 100,000 or less or thereabouts, and is that the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do? So these are the kinds of things to consider with P plus S equals O.